Today we're going to start with how to make a seat. We're going to do all the beginnings of back carrying. Can I have this? Can I have this? This is Alton. This is Alton. He is 21 months. He's about 30 pounds. He's probably a little bigger than babies that you're learning to back carry with, but he's my baby, so I'm sorry. If you'll notice, right now I have him completely naked, just a diaper. That way I'm not worrying about all his clothes and getting tangled up in him when I'm trying to learn how to put him on my back and how to make a seat. So first off, we're going to go over the ways that you can get him on your back. I only do 2 ways. If you've watched any of my other videos, my favorite way is actually doing a hip scoot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold him just like this. I'm going to go ahead and put the wrap on his back. And I'm going to lean over so that I can put my hand over the wrap. And so he's leaning into me. And then I take my other hand and put this side up over my shoulder. And put it back over his back. And then I like to take this bottom rail and tuck it up under his butt and have him on my hip like this. At this point, what I'm going to do is go ahead and lean the opposite way. Take my hand, put it on this side of him. Take my other hand, grab his leg, and then scoot him up on my back. If he was a smaller baby, I would probably need to scoot him up more. You want to, his shoulders kind of at the same level as your shoulders. And then for the other way, this is actually Alton's favorite way. We usually start either sitting or standing on the ground. This is kind of where you can see him. And I'm going to put the wrap over his shoulders. I'm going to take my left hand and put it underneath his left arm while holding the wrap. Take my right hand and put it over his right arm while holding the wrap. And then if you'll notice my hands are crossed, I'm going to lift him up and over my back, uncrossing them. And this way actually gets him nice and high on my back to start with. And then at this point, I'm going to go ahead and make a seat. With making a seat, both rails are really important. If your baby's not used to this, you're going to want to go ahead and keep your hand on the baby at all times. What you want to do is get this top rail nice and snug. I do this by getting it snug and tucking it under my chin. And then you'll notice that it's nice and snug on his back. And that will basically pin him to me as long as he's not starting wiggling. And then as far as the second rail goes, if you're trying to make a seat, you don't want it up here, because then when you pull down on it, you'll notice if it's up over my shoulder, it's not giving me much to work with. You want this rail to be out and loose on both sides, so it's kind of down over my arms. And then if you'll notice, you're going to have a lot more seat to work with. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this under my chin, put this nice and loose, and then I'll pull that down. And then I'm going to stick my hands under his legs, gather this up, and flip it up under at his knees. And then when I put it under his butt, I'm going to stand up a little bit so that he sinks into that seat. And then at this point, I'm going to gather it up. So just go ahead and take this top rail, get it snug, gather strand by strand. And then when you get to this outside rail, you want to get it snug, but you don't want to pull on it too hard, or else you're going to pop your seat out. So you want to go ahead and just move it up over your shoulder. And then you'll notice that got it nice and snug. And then when you're done with this one, go ahead and put it between your legs. And like I said before, if your baby's not used to this, you want to go ahead and try to keep one hand on them, although they are kind of pinned to your back right now with that top rail. So you're going to start with this side, do the same thing, get it nice and snug. And then again with this, you don't want to pull on it, or else you're going to pop that seat. So you want to just go ahead and move it up over your shoulder. And then at this point, you can go ahead and kind of stand up. If you'll notice, he has a nice deep seat. And then you can go on for whatever carry you want to do from here. To be honest, the easiest one is going to be just taking these back, going over his legs, switching sides, going under his legs. And just go ahead and tie up in front. This is just a ruck. For reference, this is a size 5. I did not start in the middle, obviously. And there you go. That's how you make a seat or get a baby on your back. He said, bye. He grumpy. He grumpy.